2, 3. Got it. Okay, good stuff. Welcome everybody to day 4 of the LinkedIn Making Sales from LinkedIn Challenge. Fantastic to have you all along. If you're catching this on replay or if you are here in our beautiful live audience. So let's just share the screens and jump into this. So this is day 4, and we're going to recap how yesterday. So we talked about the connection campaigns yesterday, and we also talked about the 100 Club, and of course how to set up your calendar booking. The whole point of that is that when we're getting bookings, we want to know how to handle them, and so having a nice calendar booking, but also one that gives updates such as pieces of content and bonuses to people before they hit your sales meeting, which hopefully you would have repackaged into something that says a strategy session or a discovery call or something that's a little bit more exciting than a one-to-one catch-up. And so this is what we covered yesterday. And the actions from yesterday was to set up your Calendly like a ninja. Wow! And also write your pre-meeting value emails. So those are these emails that we gave a bit of a template for. And hopefully that will help you to warm those prospects up and also hit that 100 Club, which is the 20 connection requests today, and also the 80 cold email outreaches, right? And so Ian asked a question about yesterday, and it was around actually, why can't he find his contacts? Let me just turn that off. And so when we get onto LinkedIn, it should be, and I'm just going to signpost it, and I'm sorry if this isn't the case for you, but if you go into my network here, and then from my network, it will give you this drop down up here, Ian. You just click on this, and then you've got connections, and you should be able to just click on those connections, and the most recent people that have connected with you, you can then go down, or you can search your connections by first name. So if you want to go alphabetically, you can search them by first name, which clearly wasn't giving me much. Oh, there you go. Not sure. Maybe there's something strange about these profiles why they're not showing alphabetically. That one's got a hyphen in the way, but certainly here we go. So we've got A. I'm not sure why LinkedIn's decided that these people are not A's, but there you go. And then we can search with a filter. So not only can we do alphabetically, we can then start to also then go, well, we only want to see our first degree connections that are people in the different locations, and we can start to think about different search filters in there.
Sorry, Richard, to jump in as you're on this. I didn't go into connections. I went into contact. I thought it was contacts. I went into contacts and then did 80 from the contacts.
Yeah. So first degree connections, they're your contacts, connections, contacts, you know.
Okay.
And so
the second one down says contacts. I was clicking on that one, and that's when it said 16 import and didn't give me the list.
So I think that you've probably imported some contacts into there potentially. Ultimately, it's connections. We want to have first degree connections. These are the people we want to connect with. These are the people who are first degrees, and ultimately, these, in theory, are going to have a more of an open door than someone who you're trying to reach out to the first time, because they've already connected with you. So there's already been a bit of history between you. And so therefore these become
thanks a lot. Okay.
No worries, buddy. So now let's come back into here. So the other thing is that we just wanted to just open the floor, because it can be done. This can be done. So what are we, day 4? And we didn't start messaging till day 2. So in theory, we're 3 days in. Les, I can see you're on the call. This seems to be going all right.
Yeah, it's well, as the numbers show, and they've gone up a bit since then as well. So hit the 80 and 20, 3 good calls booked. I think the sort of the spin-off, which is interesting for me as well, is it's actually helped me to re-establish contact with some of those first level connections that I have that, to be honest, I'd kind of forgotten about and hadn't really considered them. And you know, there's some secondary referral options coming from them, which is, hey, you know, it's good to see what you're doing. We didn't realize you were doing this now. You know, how about we have a chat, or I could introduce you to XYZ. So yeah, really useful.
Fantastic. And congratulations. Give Ray a round of applause. Look at that. Smashing through. So how many sales appointments or how many calls have you got in the diary from the channel so far?
I've got 4 calls booked.
Oh,
1 for Friday, 3 for next week.
oh, dust it off, Les. I love it. Yes, great stuff. And David, how did your call? So, David, I think you're on the call. So, you shared with us that you sent out messages on the first day and you were already doing an in-person meeting yesterday. Amazingly. How did it go?
Absolutely. I went to Midrand, which is halfway between Johannesburg and Pretoria. Met the gentleman. He was very keen. He's actually considering it. I've sent him some further information. I wish I'd done my calendar first because I would have, sent a whole lot of information beforehand. But so there was big learning in that because I had to actually then give it to him afterwards. But yeah, so hold thumbs. Let's hope he accepts the deal. So thank you very much, Richard. Your
Love it.
t-shirt on the way.
Awesome. Fantastic. Give it up for David. Yes. Woo. Love it. Is Steve Bridson on here? Is Steve here? If he is, do share. If he's not, no worries. I'll just share on his behalf. So, you see here, he sent 67 messages to existing contacts. This was on the first day. 20 messages to second degree connections. So that's his connection request, which is fantastic. So he's sort of getting close to the 100 club there. 4 no's, which is to be expected. And accepted 4 times no's from the 6.7 accepted. For the 20 outreach, not quite sure which way around that is there, but ultimately 1 appointment on Friday afternoon. Excellent. So he is, or just from a day's worth of outreach, just 1 appointment. What could we do, guys, if you are booking an appointment every day? That's amazing. For me, just to give you an idea of actual stats, because we've been tracking it for years, we know that for every 4 appointments that we have in our diary, 1 person doesn't show up, 3 people do, 1 is a sale, 1 is like a yeah, but not yet, and 1 is it was wrong for them. So we know for every 4 appointments we book, that's 1 sale. So in theory, if you're booking an appointment a day, then that is a 1.25 sales a week. So ultimately, that would be 5 sales in a 4-week month. That's awesome, right? So if you're selling the type of high ticket product that we're doing, and remember, this is just 1 format of outreach, then that could be an exciting new funnel for you. Cool. Okay, right, gang. Let me just share. Am I sharing? I am sharing. Share screens. So glad we enjoyed yesterday. So today, let's see what we're going to cover. So we're going to cover what we call the nudge campaign. And guys, honestly, there's so much that's going to come from this nudge campaign because this is where many more appointments will work from the work that you've already done. And the final thing is that we're going to talk about what gets measured, gets improved, and we're going to give you a whole dashboard for managing this. So you're not just using a scrap of paper and writing ones on it. And please do stick around for the end because there's another bonus that we're going to discuss at the end as well for you, gang. Right. So here's the system. So remember, day 1, we talked about priming your profile. Day 2, we talked about sending out those 80 messages to your first degree connections. Day 3, we talked about the 100 club and getting your Calendly sorted. Now we're going to be talking about the nudging. And I want to show you how this now all hooks up. So this, my friends, is the campaign, the outreach campaign. So the start of every week, Monday, Tuesday, we call it open. And that's where you're opening conversations. So you're doing your 20 connection requests a day and you're doing your 80 straight to the points to new people. You're opening conversations. Now, as we know, you should be doing 100 connection requests a week. So you always do your 20. You do your 20 connection requests to new people on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But for the keen eye among you, you'll see that Wednesday, we don't do any messaging because we're sending us straight to the point to 80 people Monday, straight to the point to 80 people Tuesday. That's 160 first degree connections we've gone out to. We then just do our connection requests on Wednesday, which is why it's a good day if you want to write and do a piece of content, maybe. So if you're talking about your $1 million hour, you could do your 20 connection requests really quickly and then write your LinkedIn newsletter or do a LinkedIn live or whatever it is on a Wednesday. You can do your thought leadership piece on a Wednesday because you're only doing 20 connection requests. Then on a Thursday, we start the nudge campaign. And this means that we're ultimately nudging on Thursday the people that we sent the message to on Monday. And on Friday, we're nudging the people we sent the message to on Tuesday. So it becomes this open up and then nudge, because remember, the whole point of this, our message is, hey, I think you're a great fit and I'd love to have a chat with you next week. So we are showing them that we really want to have a chat with them next week. We're actually showing them we're super keen. What this also shows us is we have a runway. So when we think about a runway, if you have, in the example in red below, 743 people, which was the example that I gave in terms of the coaches that I was connected with, that means if I divide that by 160, that gives me 4.6 weeks of a runway to run this campaign. That means that every 4.6 weeks, I'll run out of people to send the 80 connection requests to. So then I need to think about, well, actually, should I target another target audience, or should I maybe actually loop back to those originals with a slightly different message, maybe inviting them to an event, a webinar, a seminar, sending them a piece of thought leadership? It depends on how much you want to actually get into that one search, or if you can actually look at a few other connection categories that you're part of. But ultimately, it shows you that most of the time that you have a short runway, and actually through the connection request, that's always growing your runway so you can keep on getting into those people and talking to them, right? So Monday, Tuesday, open it up. Thursday, Friday, nudge it. What is the nudge campaign? It's this. This is the template, which is a really simple template, which is around just bubbling this up to the surface. As I know these things get lost all the time, let me know if there's a good time to speak next week. Does Thursday work? Get it? So you are being specific, and I'm going to throw this into the chat, and I'll take Sarah's question. So let me just put this into the chat so that the thing is here. Perfect. Oh, no. Let me just try that one more time. I'm not sure that worked. Does that? I've put it into the chat twice now. So the idea then is that we're nudging this. Now, I'm going to put this slide back on because I think, Sarah, you're probably going to ask a question about that. Sarah, over to you.
Very quick question. How many times a year would you do this? Because you make it sound like it's 52 weeks a year, which quite frankly is just not going to be possible because I've got work to do. I'm finding the time to even do this stuff for the 4 days has been hard, which is great because I'm busy. That doesn't matter. But how many times a year would you recommend doing this?
Well, I don't recommend you do it at all, because it's pretty labor intensive, and it's not kind of your sphere of genius, I imagine. So
someone else can do it for me. Yes, I get,
yeah.
and that's passed through my head. But just thinking, I was thinking about when I used to do webinars, used to launch those 4 times a year, and I'm just thinking, is this because obviously you get to a point where you've got lots and lots of contacts, which is great, and it keeps growing, but I wouldn't have time to see if this. I know this works, by the way, it's brilliant. That's not my question. It's just I would run out of time to see these people if I did this every week, or someone did it for me every week.
So therefore, you then have a sales capacity. So you bring a salesperson on.
Ooh. Used to be.
The point being actually with this, and it's a great question, because look, this is a wonderful system that you can ratchet up and down. So remember, I do my weekly event with LinkedIn Breakfast every week. So I do a weekly webinar because I've got a weekly funnel. I've got a machine that I've built that works. And the beauty of my machine is I just rock up, do the jazz hands on these calls, which I love, and then I'll have one-to-ones with people, and I'll also do my coaching. So I'm just totally in my element. My sphere of influence is exactly where I want to be, and the team around me facilitates this whole thing. Flora's on this call now. She's managing the waiting room for me. She'll be looking at any chat that's coming. It's just wonderful, right? And so that's where I wanted to get to, because business is loads more fun when you're not having to do all the little bits. But I had to get there. So this whole system's been crafted through me doing the legwork. So we have something called TNAD, which is try it, nail it, automate it, delegate it. So it's around actually, I try it, see that it works. And then because I know it can work, so I've nailed it, I can then use automation and delegation because I can actually then put it. So it depends on what your ambition is with the business. So you could just keep it to a quarterly project with promoting, a different thing. Or you could think, well, actually, I'm just going to get this machine working for me. And then I'm going to focus on actually the scalability issues in my business.
I think if you're doing group courses, it's brilliant that you should do it. Yeah, someone should be doing it every single week. If you're doing one-to-ones, and that, as you say, it depends what you want to do with the business. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and what's wrong with a blend? If you love one-to-one, but put everybody into a group, happy days.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
No worries. Okay, so and that really helps, and I think that helps got a lot of people. So the nudge campaign, gang. So this is just bubbling up the surface. Let me help. Let's do the call. So when we do this, these are your 80 for today. I want you to send those 80 messages out today. This is the actual thing, and I want you to send those 80 out to people. So please get that out to the chat and put it out. We'll obviously put it into the group as well. But these become your 80 today, and you're going back to the people you sent the original message to, which is easy because you can just simply go into, not my emails, but into here, and you go to messaging, and messaging will say, if we go and into here, I can go and see the dates. You see on the right hand side, it says the date. So I would just simply go back to the Wednesday, or sorry, I'll simply go back to Monday if I'm on Thursday, and I'd see all the ones that I sent out to there, and I would just go back and message them. I'd be going back to on Friday, I'll go back to Tuesday, and you just go hit everybody that you sent a message to on the 8th of July and just send the nudge to. That's it. It's as simple as that, gang. It's not hard. Cool. But we like systems at $1 Million Sprint, and we want to give you something to be able to manage this system. So as the famous managed consultant says, Peter Drucker, what gets measured gets managed. I like to kind of tweak that a bit to say what gets measured gets improved. And this format here, this spreadsheet, can help you to do that. I'm going to give you a copy of this spreadsheet. Oh, hello. And it's going to go into the chat now. And again, this will be linked into the group. And that's in here. So on this, please make a copy of this. You won't be able to edit the one that I have sent. So you go into this, it will send you into this first slide here. See, there's 2 tabs at the bottom, and it just says file, make a copy, and save a version. So you go file, make a copy, and then you'll save it as a copy on your computer, right? Then you go to this bottom tab here, and this is the outreach spreadsheet here, right? So you've got the month in view, and then you've got the weeks in views. And so we're looking at the connection requests that you sent on here, the target connection requests, the first degree messages. Remember, that's your 80. So this is your 20, and how many should you be sending per month? And then your first degree messages, and then how you should be sending a month. And then any positive replies that you get, you put down. Any calls booked, you put down. And what's the target? So the nice thing is we call this an RTM dashboard in $1 Million Sprint, which is our client group. What does RTM mean? Well, reporting, targets, and management. So a spreadsheet like this reports what we have done, and the targets piece, the T, is the blue. So that actually says, well, what should we do? And because we've now got what we did and what we should do, the spreadsheet in itself helps us to manage performance. So it becomes a reporting targets and management spreadsheet. And so we see how many bookings we should be doing, and then the sales made, and then the sales target, right? So let's just go from a week by week basis. So we can see here, January, we might be going, right, we've sent actually in the first week of Jan. So if we were on, say, Tuesday, we will go, right, we already had 10 in there from January. From Monday, we just go in and put 20 because we've just gone in and just updated it. And then we've sent our 160 there. Wicked. Okay. Now we've hit target because we did our first degrees on the 160. And we had, say, 2 positive replies. We've had, 1 call booking, and we haven't made any sales yet, right? And so you can see here, that it then gives some nice highlights of, right, that's under target, that's on target, and it just makes it all nice and yeah, color coded. I mean, it's not essential to make it color coded, but it makes it all nice. In fact, Flora, can you see here, just a quick one, Flora, you can see how sales maze isn't coming into red in there. Could you just go back into that spreadsheet for me and just make sure the formulas work on that? But ultimately, it will go red if you're under target, and then it will go green when you hit target. So that's the game plan for this. As you go through, because it will go red until the end of January, where you hopefully go and exceed this target in there. So you would then, the next day, you would then change this to 30 and work it through that way. Yeah. So bit of fun there. And I hope you can see that that is a really nice resource for just working through this spreadsheet and keeping track of what happens. And ultimately, it's a format, it's a system to delegate this as well further down the line. Cool, gang, right? Any questions on that? Sarah, I can see your face.
Can I ask a question here?
Sorry, very, very quickly. I've made a copy, but it still looks like your copy, which has got the thing of it. I'm a complete IT numpty. So where's the clean copy?
So when you make a copy, it will still have that sheet that says make a copy.
Okay.
On here, and you can just right click and delete that tab because it's on the second tab.
I'm on a Mac, can't do right click.
Oh, okay. Oh, crikey.
I'll deal with it later. Don't worry. I'll deal with it.
I thought you looked very cool and fashionable. See, this is the thing, you know. It's not like us heathens that have normal computers.
Yeah, well.
So the point being, you're on the fruit related device, I'm sure you can find a way of deleting a tab. And then here on the right side, you've got the outreach spreadsheet. If you don't like it and you want to put it into a Excel file because it's on Google Sheets at the moment, or you want to put it onto a Mac type thingamajob, then you can copy and paste it and just put it into there. But hopefully it's the second tab that you just need to click on, and it's the direction of travel, right? It's what gets measured gets managed. Andrew, over to you.
Right. When we go through the replay of this meeting, will we be able to see what's in the chat?
No.
Damn. Okay.
What is it the specific that you would like? Because I can get it to you.
Okay.
Can I just say, sorry, you can actually save the chat by actually going up the top three. If on the chat, go up the top three buttons and then click on there, and it'll say save chat, and then that's your options.
That's cool.
Right. Okay.
But so you could what is it particularly that you want?
Andrew? Well, there were two things yesterday. Two people tried to contact me yesterday. One to tell me how to set up my Zanilo email account with in South Africa with Calendly. Yeah. And today, obviously, what you're putting in here, I'm on my iPad because I'm out of the office. Yeah.
So we'll get the slides to you. So there'll definitely be all the if you're worried about the content and the links and stuff, we'll be sharing the slides.
You have good stuff in the chat as well, usually.
Okay.
So you're saying I can actually? Somebody said I can save the chat, but
yeah,
I'm not sure I can do it on my iPad. I'm afraid.
Laura, let's try and get a chat file out with the replay as well before.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Thanks, gang. Cool, good stuff. See, I don't know how to do that either, Andrew. This is why we need clever people around us. I own
an IT company, for God's sake.
Yeah. I'm just the mascot. So look, this is how we measure it and how we help it. And so hopefully you'll see that from today, the whole point of this is we want to nudge people for that campaign. We want to send the next 20 connection requests out, and we want you to set up and fill out your spreadsheet. So in terms of the actions, we're going to be putting a post. Oh, what's going on here? We'll be putting a post in the in the LinkedIn for Breakfast group, and that post is going to be: are you on the board? Which is, have you got your spreadsheet set up and ready and putting your performance on the board? And did you make it to the 100 Club? Which, being a Thursday, it's a 100 Club day. So how does that sound? Any quick questions before I come on to a bonus for you guys in terms of how that works? Yes, Joyce.
Sorry. Okay, I've downloaded it and it's still an empty spreadsheet with just your little thing on the front, what you've shown us, and I can't get rid of it, and it doesn't make the spreadsheet like you have.
Have you gone to the other tab?
What other tab, mate? I'm nearly 70 years old. Use English and I might be able to help you. Which tab?
So at the bottom, I should maybe just not. The reason why I put this in was to stop because everybody was asking questions on how can I edit it.
That's what I can see. What you've
Yeah.
got up now. So where do I go now?
So at the bottom here,
Yeah.
there's this LinkedIn Outreach tab.
And I have got it.
All is revealed. Okay.
Thank you.
I need to put something here. So I'm going to look at the bottom and see other
You should prefix that, Richard, with for the old people.
No. It's all good, trust me, because the only reason I had this first sheet is because we had lots of people who were trying to edit the template, and to see other tab for the spreadsheet. Wicked. Okay, good. Well, there you go. Look, we're winning already because we're changing. We're updating and improving things for the next people coming through. So that's great. Right. So before I jump onto the bonus, any final questions upon how that and the challenge has worked for you guys? Any wider questions about this? Cool. So again, I want to just spend a bit of time just maybe kind of looping a little bit back to what Sarah was saying about time and campaigns and actually scalability, because what I do as the day job, if you like, is we help entrepreneurs go from some revenue to $1 million in revenue, and we have really lovely ways to be able to take all of that growth headache away for you and actually do this stuff for you. We show you how to do it on purpose in this to prove that what we're talking about works, but we also are acutely aware of these problems with time and energy, and actually just it's not as fun as doing what you love doing. And so I want to talk to you about actually how that might work. It'll only take 5 minutes, but it's a really worthwhile opportunity for you guys and a really incredible offer that we've got coming up. So what I do personally is I love to come up with personalized templates, what we call as blueprints for clients in terms of what their campaigns might look like. And a classic kind of outreach campaign like the stuff that we've done now might look something like this, where we're working an outreach campaign, we're moving people into some sort of branded audit or strategy session. We're then working a content strategy. So not only doing the outreach, but you're working a content strategy about getting engagement, putting out articles, telling stories, sharing case studies, and also putting in a email outreach that complements this LinkedIn outreach. So this is kind of a classic, what we would call B2B playbook. And this gets people into the corporate side. And we've got clients that are winning at this type of campaign, and clients like Gavin here, who set up his mastermind, and he's now selling 3 of these masterminds a week. And he created that campaign and set up that campaign and actually created the mastermind all past $1 million sprint. Jamie sold his first flagship product, which is an 8K product, which he created as being part of what we do at $1 million sprints. He sold that into a big recruitment company. And so he built and sold that first one. Here's Lilac, who sold her first program, first 3K, and now she's got to build it. So she's actually selling something before she's even building it, which is, again, one of the things that we help people to do. So we get some great successes in terms of what we do at $1 million sprint. And then once we get that kind of outreach campaign working for people who really like what I do at LinkedIn for Breakfast, we also then help them to build a fortnightly, to start off with, event rhythm. Sometimes it's monthly, but most of the time it's fortnightly. And then when it really works, it goes to weekly. And so this is where we then start to do event marketing, moving people into an event that you host, working the email campaigns, working the cold email outreach, using YouTube to host content, and moving people through a cycle. Now, I know that there's a big diagram here and it's all kind of lots of moving parts, but the whole point of this is that we create a plan, we bespoke it to you, and then we go and implement this plan. Just like these guys did. So Natalie here was talking about the power of one was a game changer. It really helps us not selling lots of different things to lots of different people. You know, we talked about that at the start of this challenge. She really focused on one audience and one product, and it really then massively increased her product, which is it's an SEO coaching and marketing type product. You've got Rob DaCosta here on the right side, who did a campaign, sold 7 high-ticket coaching clients from one campaign that we did, which every quarter we do a different campaign. So that was a campaign that he did at the end of, I think the end of last year, and smashed it out of the park with his high-ticket coaching clients. Bhavna here, who is a coach for women getting divorced and helps them to be able to do all the legals on it. And she does the weekly calls, and she just turns up to a room full of clients. All of it's done for her, and she just turns up to a room, does her free event, and then sells people into her program. And then finally here, Angela, who tripled her investment when she came in, and she runs the Visible Club, which is a coaching program for people who want to get more visible online. So really interesting, cool products, and some great results. So how do we do it? So this is the 5 things that we give to clients when we actually run $1 Million Sprint. So we do 4 drop-in clinics a week, a little bit like we've just done this week. So I do that every single week. Now, you're not expected to come to all 4, and it's not done in a challenge format. It's done as drop-in clinics. So whenever you need my help, I'm available for an hour every single day of the working week, except for Friday. And that's where you come and ask me questions. I can help you with your product, your offer refinement. We can then talk about lead generation and sales and work through that. Then we give you a VA included in what we do, and they're going to work 4 hours a day, 5 days a week for you every week. So that is basically half a person. So that it's either every morning or every afternoon. And similar to how Flora works with me, you would have your VA would be your version of Flora, just amazing person to be able to implement things, glue everything together, and basically make you look good, which Flora does very well for me. Same time zone, perfect. It's a really great working relationship. And then third is sales and marketing tools. So we look after all the tech stuff for you. So don't get bogged down. If you're worried about things like we were talking about just a minute ago, we can take care of all the techie stuff for you guys as well. And then penultimately, community. So we've got an amazing community, and that community is a VIP school group. A few of us, the client group is separate, and we also meet up in person once a quarter. 3 of those are in London, and then 1 of those is a retreat. So we're going to the Lake District this year to go and climb Scarfell Pike, and it's also in a spa, so if people don't want to do the climbing spa. And then we also have the conference there. Last year we climbed Snowdon together, so it was a really cool thing. And also the nice thing about Snowdon is the people who weren't happy couldn't do the walk were able to get the train to the top of it. So really, really cool. And we give you a buddy system as well. So great community, great coaching, great VAs. And then we've got an amazing library of resources to be able to help you with this campaign. And the beauty of that is not like other things where you have to do the online course and do it yourself. You do the online course to learn how you delegate it to your VA. So a really nice 360-degree support for you to be able to help to put those campaigns together. So we got an offer, as you might expect. So normally, if I totted all of that up, the cost of all of those 5 elements and all the support we give you is £1,898 per month. And our normal price is £697 per month. But we have an offer for you here of £497 per month. So that's a £1,401 saving per month. Look, it's a 6-month program minimum. After that, it'll just roll on, depending on how you felt. And look, prices, you might be VAT exempt. You might not need to pay VAT, but it's plus VAT if you are not VAT exempt. So that's it, £497 per month. But we do have an even better deal on that. called our Summer Sizzler. And we only do this one time in a year. And so the Summer Sizzler part is we're actually going to give you August for free. So you get August 100% for free. And that gives you essentially 6 months membership for the price of 5. That's a huge amount of saving. That takes it almost up to 2,000. That takes it up to a huge saving, right? And so that includes your VA in that. That includes all the amazing coaching and community. But the offer ends in 24 hours because it's a summer sizzler. The whole point of this is that it's you get on board and you start working. We can work through August with you, but you get it for free. And we're only going to offer 6 spaces on this. That's genuinely 6 spaces on this because obviously we don't want to be constantly giving away everything. When we run these campaigns, we don't need to, right? So we've got 6 spaces available for this. And so August 100% free. And ultimately, if you pay the £100 deposit today or within 24 hours, you secure one of those 6 spaces unless it's already gone. But we do pull this offer tomorrow. And if I just put this into the chat, this is essentially simply just a Stripe link that will secure your place for a £100 deposit. It comes off the first month's total. And you can use this. So let's just go click on here. And it ultimately will come off the first month's total. So you just go onto here and you can see here, £100 deposit, secures your space, one of the limited 6 spaces, and it's deducted off your first month. So again, that is the $1 Million Sprint. I'm happy to answer further questions that you might have on this. But just remember, this is a whole load of support and a wonderful opportunity for you to go, right, let's make this year the best year yet. And let's really, really nail this marketing lead generation stuff. I can see other people in this room making it work and they're doing it manually. Wouldn't it be good for someone just to go sort out all those tech stuff, do it for me, go on a journey with Richard for 6 months and using our systems and the way we help you package up your product to make it scalable, to make you be able to sell it better, to put an offer together for you to be able to win clients. If we can do all of that together over 6 months, then it's a super exciting place to be. So it's only £100 deposit to secure your space now, and then we go there. So cool. All right, guys. So let's loop back into there and just get any further questions in there. So people say about wrong timing. It is a one-time offer, guys. So it's, so if you secure it now, you can get it. Cool. All right, guys. Well, look, thank you, by the way, because my phone's pinged already a couple of times. So I'm looking forward to working with that. I won't look at who it is. I won't embarrass them, but looking forward to working with you. If you've got any further questions, then happy to take them now. Happy to take any further LinkedIn questions as well. Okay. Stumped. David, go for it.
Yeah, Richard, I just want to say thank you for a very exciting 1-week challenge. Definitely going to carry on and see how many more. And obviously, if I get more deals, then I can definitely do your course. So looking forward to it. But thanks very much. It was great and good to meet all these lovely people here. So thank you.
Fantastic, David.
And I'll keep on with school. I love that program of yours.
No worries.
Thanks.
No worries. Enjoy. Khalifa.
Hi, Richard. Sorry, I haven't got my camera on. Yesterday during the when you kind of showed the image of the entire process of setting up the Calendly and having a PDF document that you send out, at which time point do you think that would be useful? Because I know when you're doing marketing and you want people to subscribe to what you're doing, having a free PDF download as a lead magnet really helps. So at what point do you think it would be useful to send that out? kind of leading them in at the beginning, or kind of like after that, kind of like that second email to warm them up?
So what I would consider this as actually more of a separate campaign. So we have different types of campaigns. So we talked about that runway. So you had 746 people on that runway, and we're going to divide that by 160 people per week, which means that we had like a just over 4 week type runway ultimately. So how I would approach that is to go, right, I do that outreach campaign until the end of those 5 weeks, let's say. I then can have a week off, and then the following week I can go back to the people I first went out to with a ebook download or a swipe up download, or an event. We do an event marketing download invite. And so you have these different campaigns. You might have launched a podcast, you might have an event, you might have a download, whatever it is, and you can loop back, because you're not always going straight to the point. The straight to the point campaign is like, get into them. Hey, let me straight to the point. I want to sell you this. With the download, it could be, hey, just looping back. Thought I've got this cool download thing. You might like it. Hope thing's all right in this crazy world, And so you would then run that campaign through your first degree connections again. And with the nudge as well, the nudge would be, hey, just wondered if you managed to download the thing. What were your thoughts? So that's how you can stack this. You don't want to give everything away in every time. And it's that kind of classic. You ask for 2 things, you get none, because people are like, oh, what do you want, a meeting? Or do you want me to download the thing?
Yeah. Yeah, this is it. Because when you've got like a PDF download for them to subscribe as a lead magnet, and then you've got book a discovery call, it's like it's just too much at the same time. So I wondered which was most effective. Thank you.
I would always say, if you haven't done, go for the download. Sorry, go for the download second. Go straight to the point first. The reason why straight to the point will get those quick wins, and we'll shake the tree very quickly. All the quick wins will come out, and then anybody who didn't fall from the tree, weird analogy, but we'll go with it. But anybody who didn't say yes to the booking, we loop back to them afterwards. And then once we loop back, and now we know that we need to nurture them, because they didn't say yes straight away. So now we're into nurture, and nurture's perfect for when you start to do things like downloads or invite them to events, and they're into nurture.
Great. Thank you so much. That was really helpful. Thank you.
No worries. Good luck with it. Hope you enjoyed the challenge. Cool, guys. Look, I'm happy to stick around again for another 5-10 minutes. We have 4 of the 6 spaces gone. So if you are interested in that, I'll just put the link back into the chat. Obviously, we'll be, there's plenty of people who apologize who were going to be watching this on the replay. So if you want one of those, do take action ASAP on that. So chat's in there. Further questions, thoughts? Happy to take any question about the challenge. Yes, David. Oh, did you have your hand up already, or you had?
No.
Oh, perfect. Go for it. Yes, go for it, mate.
How many? Last year I spent basically every day putting a post on LinkedIn, and I did different types of posts, from carousels to normal posts to video posts, etc., etc. With this campaign of the 100 challenge, what do you suggest as posting, or what do you suggest? Should we post every day, or should we post maybe once a week? What is your suggestion regarding that, and what type of post should we be doing?
Yeah, so it's around type. So we say post daily. I've got a client, Christian Harris, who's had over 1 million views on his content in the last year. He worked with us. He started under 300 grand. He's now got over 1 million in revenue. Massively loves LinkedIn. He posts 3 times a day, right? So it's massive. He says that after 3 times a day, it actually doesn't do much better. But he sees his sweet spot, because he's got such volume going, as 3 times a day. So that's interesting. But I don't suggest you do that straight off the bat, David. He's got a big network, massive system working. But post every day. but it's about blending media. So we always talk about an engagement creator on a Monday. Start the week well with a poll, something along those lines. Get people talking about just a question, right? Then Tuesday, let people know what your big piece of content is going to be on your Wednesday. So do a bit of a teaser of, hey, this week I'm launching this podcast, or I've got this newsletter coming, or whatever it is. Then drop the newsletter, podcast, event, whatever it is on the Wednesday. So that's your weekly moment day. So you want to spend half the day, kind of filling the event or promoting the event, or the newsletter or the piece of content, and then the second half of the week following it up. So Thursday could be like a throwback Thursday, or a what you missed if you didn't come to the event. And then Friday we talk about Share a Win Friday, so celebrating, do a piece of credibility case study, so along those lines, tell a story of a client, and then that's the system. So you can be using a blend of LinkedIn Lives, LinkedIn events, LinkedIn newsletter, LinkedIn polls, LinkedIn posts, like a carousel, images, blend it.
Okay. No, thank you very much. Thank you.
No worries, no worries. Cool, gang. Any further questions? All right. Well, look, thank you all so much. It's been brilliant fun doing this challenge, and I'm so happy that people have had some great results, and looking forward to coming back to you or hearing from you guys further. Remember, next Wednesday, LinkedIn for breakfast, 9 o'clock every week. Big love. Take care. See you on the flip side. Bye.